guys, today I want to start with a couple box breaths because what we're going to be doing is going to take some imagination and it's going to take some brain power. So we want to get our brains ready. So take your finger out and breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's do one more. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. From what's behind me, you can tell that we're going to be talking about numbers. And numbers are awesome because they are everywhere. From baking to street signs, from your video games to the stock market. You can even find numbers in nature. And what's awesome is inside of any of those numbers, you're going to find patterns. And that's what I want to talk to you today about, is patterns. So we're going to first start with these hundreds charts. So let's take a look at this first one and see what patterns we can find. Now, as you can tell, I haven't made a grid yet on this one, and I want to show you the reason why. Because when I was making these other ones, I noticed something. When I draw my columns, just like this, I found a pattern. Now, let me get all of these down here really fast. The pattern that I found was that when I go on my row, I'm just counting from 1 to 10. 1 to 10, 1 to 10. But when I look down at the columns, this number right here tells me what's going to be in the ones place and every other number below it. So if we have 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, all the way down. And I can even jump over to the sixes. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Or the nines all the way down. And even the tens place all end with a 0. And so when we're looking at patterns, we can start counting by numbers and some patterns will kind of emerge or just show up. So first, I'm going to talk about tens. If I'm counting by tens, I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And I see the pattern here is that I'm just saying the number at the end of each row. And all of the tens end in a 0, which tells me that if you found a number that ends in a 0, you can divide it by 10. That's pretty cool. And what's really cool is that the 5s and the 10s, they have something in common. So when I'm counting by 5s, I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And I can see a pattern just by my circles that when I'm counting by 5s, all of the numbers are going to be in the 5s column or the 10s column. And the numbers will always end in a 5 or a 0. And I'm sure there's more when I'm looking at those 5s and 10s, but that's just what I see right now. So let's see if that kind of pattern and those ideas can be translated over to our 6s when we're counting by 6. So we'll start here, and we start with 6. So then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I circle it. That's how we're going to go through this whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't go any farther. That's the end of what I can count with a hundreds chart. Now, as I'm looking at it, it just kind of looks like random numbers that are circled. We do know that they're all counted by 6, but let's take a look at the rows. Let's see if we can find a pattern in the rows. In the first row, only one number circled. In the second, 2 numbers are circled. In the third row, 2 numbers are circled. Well, we don't have a pattern yet. A pattern has to repeat itself. So let's see. 1, 2, 2. In the 4th row, 1. 5th row, 2. 6th row, 2. 7th row, 1. So it looks like there is a pattern. It goes 1, 2, 2, 1. 2, 2, 1. 2, 2, 1. So there's a pattern in the rows that we can find. And one of the other things that I was noticing as I'm looking at these numbers, remember we're using our imagination, we're staying curious about these numbers, we're playing with them, is I see a pattern, I think, in the ones place of all these numbers. And let's check it out and let's see if we're right. We have a 6, a 2, an 8, a 4, and a 0. Now, remember, a pattern has to repeat itself, so let's see if it keeps going. So I left off at 30, 6, 42, 48, this is looking good, 54, and 60. So, we have a pattern in the ones place numbers as well. 62840, 62840, all the way down. And what I also just noticed is that all of these numbers are even numbers. So if you're counting by 6s and you land on an odd number, you didn't count right. They're all going to be even. Now, we did our 6s. Let's try our 4s and let's see if there's something a little different, maybe in a pattern with our 4s. So if we take a look down here, again, we start with our 4s. So we start 4, and then we'll count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 64, 68, 72, 76, 80, 84, 88, 92, 96, 100. Well, what I first noticed is, look at all of our tens place are even. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's interesting. And when I'm looking at the rows, I see 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. So there's a pattern of 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So there's a pattern in these rows too. It's different than the 6s and it's different than the 5s, but they have a pattern as well. And what's really cool about this is that these kinds of patterns actually give you one more step closer to being a master at multiplication and division. So let me show you what I mean by that right now. So let's take the 4s, because we were just doing that. 4 times 2. Well, I've already circled all of my 4s, so I can just go like this. 1, 2. 4 times 2, 8. Let's try a harder one. 4 times 5. 4 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So we can use this hundreds chart with our pattern of 4s to help us with multiplication. But can we do the same for division? Let's try that. Let's do, I'm going to choose one of these. Let's try 56. 56 divided by 4. Well, all we have to do, because I know we're counting by 4s, because I found that pattern, is count how many 4s it takes to get to 56. So I start up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So even bigger multiplication or bigger division, you can use this hundreds chart with the pattern to be able to find it. Now, I want to see if we can get a little bit more complicated with this pattern to see if it can help us. So let's try 4 times what equals, let's try 44. 44. Now, Multiplication and division are really cool because they are the opposites of each other, which means that 4 times blank equals 44 is the same thing as 44 divided by blank equals 4. So as soon as I figure out what that blank is, I'll have the whole equation. And this basically means how many 4s does it take to get to 44? So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which means 11 is right there. I didn't have to do any of that math. Just using the patterns, I could figure out the answer to this mystery problem. Now, math is really cool. Numbers, really cool, but they aren't just on a whiteboard like they are here. Sometimes you'll find numbers and patterns in places that you didn't really expect. So I'm going to show you a couple using these flowers, and we're going to use our curiosity minds to see if we can find some patterns in there. This flower has 5 petals, and it also kind of looks like a star. I wonder if they have anything to do with each other. What do you think? And this one has 6 petals and 3 stamens. Those are those yellow things in the middle. Why are there 3 stamens and 6 petals? 3 is half of 6. That's an interesting pattern. And even the lines on those petals, they all seem to look like they're the same, like they have a pattern. In this last one, there's 4 petals on this flower, but 3 of them are light purple. One of them is a dark, almost reddish purple. I wonder what that is and why all of them have that the same way. Man, patterns are everywhere. Now that we've seen patterns in something other than just a whiteboard, I challenge you to go around your house, your yard, and see what other patterns exist that you've never seen before. Play with those numbers, play with those patterns, see if you can change those patterns. And after you do, let me know about them. And if you want to, make a 100 chart just like this one. Do it on a piece of paper, do it on chalk on a sidewalk, whatever works. Let me know what patterns you find. And remember, stay curious, and I'll see you later.